Tonight, here's what people are talking about. History made at the ACMs.
Are you and Thomas Rhett going to share custody? What is the plan?
I think they made 2.
The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills drama.
Oh, and shut up. Denise, you lie.
Steve Harvey defends Ellen.
Ellen has no control over what every staff member does. You can't control that.
Rita Wilson's COVID recovery.
I had vertigo, nausea, fever, chills, aches like your body, you didn't know your body could ache like that.
And of course, a story that will make you smile.
The hair doesn't make the person makes the hair.
You better believe it, and only we have Aubry's courageous story.
As People starts right now.
This 7-year-old is an inspiration to us all. As you're about to find out, welcome to People. My name's Kay Adams.
And I'm Lawrence K. Jackson.
We've got a lot to get to, Lawrence K. Jackson, the ACMs, Real Housewives, but we begin, Lawrence, with you and your exclusive with Steve Harvey.
Absolutely. Kay, Steve has launched season 2 of his Facebook Watch show, Steve on Watch. When I spoke to him, he did not hold back when I asked him about his good friend and fellow talk show host, Ellen Degeneres, and the controversy that currently surrounds her.
Ellen, the person, is probably one of the coolest and kindest people I've met in this business. I, just like she, has no control over what every staff member does, what every producer does. You can't control that.
Be kind to everyone.
Ellen, who promotes kindness on her show, has been embroiled in controversy after former staffers claimed her show's work environment was anything but kind. One ex-employee has even alleged racism in the workplace.
I'm a 63-year-old black man. I've been black the entire time. I ain't took no days off. I know racism. I know what it looked like to me. You can't hide it for a little bit. That's not Ellen Degeneres. That's just not her, period. I've told her, keep your head up. You know, we've texted each other. But like, my first advice was, Ellen got enough money to walk away. But we're in the cancel culture right now, man. Everybody want to see everybody fall down. I think Ellen's gonna be absolutely fine, myself, I really do.
Steve has faced his fair share of challenges, and he's always bounced back.
That's it. Hey!
The media mogul keeps inspiring millions of viewers and listeners every day. What's the key to continually engaging your fans?
I think the big part of it is authenticity, man. I'm just an authentic dude. You know, people tune in, they're gonna get it real, they're gonna get the truth.
Well, welcome to Celebrity Family Feud, everybody.
The Steve Harvey Morning Show. All right, everybody, listen to me.
How important do you think it is, with you having the platform you have during the times we're dealing with in our country, to use it to focus on stories that are important, like Black Lives Matter?
A big part of this Black Lives Matter movement, what I'm trying to get all of the protesters to understand is, if you really want your life to matter, you have to vote. And the best way to affect people is to affect their position, their power, and their money. And you can't do that any better than voting. Nobody is for violence and looting and burning. Nobody's about that. But we are about protest. And, you know, it's a peaceful protest can bring about change.
He films his show in the man cave of his Atlanta home. I couldn't talk to Steve Harvey without asking about his ever-evolving style. What is some fashion like, no, Steve ain't wearing this?
Them jeans you got on. Yeah. Skinny jeans. One thing I know, bro, see, you got to be able to look down and see your belt buckle and all of that. That can't happen, man. The key to wearing skinny jeans is you really need to be skinny.
See, the thing about comedians is once they get one little thing, they will not stop. So I had to get Steve off of commenting on my jeans, but he also told me while shooting multiple projects during COVID, it requires him to get tested 3 to 4 times a week. I just want half as many jobs as that guy.
I just want him to comment on my ostrich chic outfit for today. Let's move on to last night's ACM Awards. Taylor Swift performed on the show for the first time in 7 years, and history was made. Our Jeremy Parsons hosted the official pre-show and has all the exclusive interviews.
No way. We have a tie.
Keith, what is happening right now?
2020, man.
Carrie Underwood and Thomas Rhett tied for the top prize of Entertainer of the Year, the first time that has ever happened.
Are you and Thomas Rhett going to share custody? What is the plan?
I think they made 2. So in the age of COVID, we can't be sharing awards, you know.
Good point.
So yeah, I don't know if I get to keep this one or if they're going to send me a different one or what.
I just saw her in the hallway and I was just like, congrats, Carrie. And she said, congrats to you too. This has never happened before. I mean, I was standing right on the side of the stage and when they said there was a tie, I was like, what in the world? This is amazing.
But if I just showed up at your bar
Subdued and head-to-toe Stella McCartney, Taylor did her own hair, makeup, and styling as she made her return to the ACM stage. What do you make of T-Swift's return after 7 years?
We were on the bus and I cranked it up and I was like this.
Just glued to that TV.
Oh my gosh, Taylor Swift's here.
Due to COVID, there was no audience, with most performances coming from 3 different venues in Nashville.
We've been round this too many times.
Host Keith Urban collaborated with Pink. Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani were in LA.
Through the magic of television, voila. Welcome back to the Bluebird Cafe, everybody.
But with a little creativity, they made it look like they were in Nashville. Blake won Single of the Year for God's Country, and a stunned Maren Morris could hardly contain herself when she won Female Artist of the Year.
Thank you to my beautiful husband and my new baby boy, Hayes, who is definitely asleep right now, I hope. Oh my God, I have to pee.
You seemed the most genuinely surprised of everyone that we've seen tonight.
Yeah, that's the stream of consciousness I'm usually in. Love my husband, love my baby. I have to pee. So yeah, that's true to form. But no, I am so excited. I'm so in shock. I did not think I was walking away with this one. So I'm so elated right now.
Such a good night for Maren Morris. And by the way, Carrie Underwood is the first woman to win Entertainer of the Year 3 times and the first female to take the top prize since Taylor Swift did it back in 2012. Kate and Lawrence.
Okay,
wow, Jeremy, I didn't know that. 2012.
Facts,
Thank you so much, Jeremy. Now to things people are talking about. Last night's explosive finale of season 10 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It got pretty messy, Kay.
Well, messy to say the least. This was Denise Richards' last stand against Lisa Rinna. Earlier today, I spoke with the host of PeopleTV's Reality Check, the delightful Darren Karp, who broke down all the housewives' hysterics. Lisa came with the receipts to the reunion. What were in the text messages that she brought as evidence?
I have them right here if you guys want to go through them. We can go through them. I have a whole bunch.
Wow.
I don't like bullshit.
You know, it's kind of hard to say exactly what she brought. I mean, you know, everyone claims that you can doctor text messages, which absolutely is true. I'm just not sure how many of these housewives are actually sitting there doctoring these text messages.
And Denise was there to fight back right away. She was denying. Her denial remains strong the entire season. It's consistent. But she says that her texts with Brandi say something different, huh?
That's what she says. She also says, you know, she never met up with Brandi a year before, even though Brandi's text messages have the timestamp of that they actually met up, and we sort of have photographic evidence. It's a little bit of a she said situation in this one.
Lisa wasn't afraid to double down on the drama. She brought up an old rumor that Denise stole Heather Locklear's husband, Richie Sambora.
To bring that up, I mean, really?
Is there a possibility of Heather being on the show at some point? I'm trying to think ahead here.
I like where your head is at. I would kill to have Heather Locklear on the cast. I think it would be great considering Denise is out. Let's bring Heather in.
And now let's talk about Denise. You mentioned she's not coming back. Has she spoken about the exact reasons why she's closing this chapter?
So I actually got a chance to have Andy Cohen on Reality Check this last week, and he actually admitted something that I've never heard before, which was not that she didn't want to come back, that they couldn't reach an agreement. So it was all contract negotiations.
You're the reality source here. I'm just hearing things. I'm going to pull them, and I'm going to pitch you some options for Next Housewives, okay? How about Kris Jenner?
It is on the mouths of everyone at Bravo. It is on the mouths of everyone at People here. We are all talking about it. How killer would it be? She would completely reverse what people do as first season housewives because she's already, you know, a brand in and of herself. She's been on reality TV for 14 years. So she would be a killer first season housewife, and I'm hoping it happens.
Kris Jenner would be wild. And as for those rumors that Kathy Hilton may join the show, Darren does not see that happening, and neither do I. Lisa Rinna will be the last one standing.
Okay, and I don't know if Kris jumps in. She's like an EP and a star. I don't know if she just wants to just share that spotlight. We'll see. From Housewives madness to tonight's story that will definitely make you smile. Meet 7-year-old cancer survivor Aubry Sutton. This brave and beautiful little girl has so much to celebrate.
All those kids out there that lost their hair, they shouldn't be sad because the hair don't make the person makes the hair.
7-year-old Aubry was diagnosed with brain cancer in December. She was on a family vacation when she started having head pain and was rushed to the hospital in Cozumel, Mexico.
When we took her to the hospital there, they did a CAT scan on her brain. And that's when we found out that she had a tumor on the back of her brain. You know, to hear that news, it was terrifying.
Aubry spent 8 months getting treatment at St. Jude's Hospital in Jackson, Mississippi, and on September 1st, she got amazing news.
My daddy told me a miracle boat was gonna come, and it did. I'm cancer-free.
Aubry had a town-wide parade to welcome her back home, complete with her very own limo, a horse ride, and a cheer squad.
Way to go, Aubry! Way to go!
Now that Aubry's out of the hospital, she's got some big plans in store.
I'm gonna have a huge party with all my friends and family.
Wow, Aubry's mom, Kendra, couldn't say enough good things about the very wonderful people over at St. Jude's, telling us they really felt like family, Kay.
I love to hear that. Coming up, our exclusive with Rita Wilson on how bad COVID got for her and Tom.
Plus, what's really going on between Brad and Jen? But first, Jeremy is back with tonight's Masked Star clues.
All right, here we go, our favorite game. Our Masked Star is the younger sister of a former pop sensation.
Ooh.
That's clue number 1. Clue 2, in 2006, she turned down $4 million to pose for Playboy. And then our final clue, she's married to a Motown superstar's son. I think this one is pretty easy, guys. The reveal later. And speaking of masks, is wearing a mask making your face break out? Guess what? We've got advice from Dr. Pimple Popper, our favorite. She's up next.
Hi, everyone. Hi, JR. I know, it's so nice to see all these friends here.
There's Jen, there's Brad. It's finally here. The Star 7 Fast Times at Ridgemont High, a virtual table read. It'll stream tonight at 9.
And Jeremy has the details from the comedian that put it all together. It's tonight's People Picks.
I don't know how he made it possible to wrangle these kinds of people at this time in history.
Dane Cook organized the Fast Times at Ridgemont High table read by calling in A-list favors. You've seen it by now. That first photo of Jenna Aniston and Brad Pitt on screen together sent shockwaves through the internet.
You get it even more when you see them, you know, even together on screen or corresponding because they glow. And they just made me look even dimmer on screen.
Proceeds from the star-studded event will benefit Sean Penn's nonprofit CORE. Sean's the only original cast member returning for the table read, but it was under one condition.
I think within that first 10 minutes, he was like, I'm not playing Spicoli.
All right, the Fast Times at Ridgemont High virtual table read premieres tonight at 9 on Facebook, TikTok, and Live by Live. Check it out. And for another People Picks, tonight at 10, TLC has an all-new episode of Dr. Pimple Popper Before the Pop, maybe the most satisfying show on TV. Don't at me. I asked Dr. Pimple Popper herself, Dr. Sandra Lee, to talk about the most common side effects of this pandemic on the skin.
I mean, so many of us are having this concern. It is this maskne, right? These breakouts underneath our mask. There are two kinds of acne really that occur. Acne mechanica, which is when the mask rubs on your skin, and especially if you have a pimple or something, it will aggravate it. And then there's also just regular acne because now you're in this little microclimate. So they're really great treatment options. You can go over the counter and get a salicylic acid spray. This salicylic acid is really great for blackheads and whiteheads. It helps to clean out your pores. Actually spray the inside of your mask.
Coming up, Rita Wilson's first interview since surviving COVID with her husband, Tom Hanks.
Yes, and then what do Courtney Cox and daughter Coco Arquette think of David Arquette's antics? Find out next.
But first, Lawrence, how's this for casting? Jim Carrey will play Joe Biden when SNL returns in studio October 3rd. I am here for this. The spray tan, all of it.
Yeah, and the SNL kind of didn't show him love initially, and he became who we know as Jim Carrey, so I'm here for this, just for the redemption of it all. We're rooting for Jim, of course.
But why me as host? Well, for one, I have been the celebrity canary in the coal mine for the coronavirus.
That's Tom Hanks hosting SNL back in April, a month after recovering from COVID-19. Tom and his wife, Rita Wilson, were the first celebrities to come forward with their coronavirus diagnosis 6 months ago. And in this exclusive interview, I spoke with Rita about her health today and what she's doing to try and keep others safe. How are you feeling? Any lingering symptoms? Anything stick around?
No, thankfully, nothing was sticking around. I did lose sense of taste and smell for about 2 months.
Rita and Tom stunned the world when they fell ill with the virus while Tom was filming an Elvis movie in Australia. What was the worst part of that experience?
I don't want to give you too much information here on the TV show. I had vertigo, nausea, fever, chills, aches like your body, you didn't know your body could ache like that.
Production of the Baz Luhrmann film was shut down March 19th. Tom and Rita were treated down under before coming back to California. What made you decide to go public with that?
We wanted people to know that this disease doesn't discriminate.
Rita's using her experience to help others by teaming up with the American Nurses Association to encourage people to get a flu shot. Why is it more important, though, now than ever before?
If we all are healthy, if we get our flu shots, if we don't get the flu and we don't have to go to the hospital, then we don't overwhelm our healthcare workers and our nurses and the people providing care for people who may have COVID-19.
A brilliant message. Rita told me that she was busy during quarantine writing songs. She just released one of them called What I Would Say.
All right, now to David Arquette, who goes to the mat to save face in the documentary. You cannot kill David Arquette. With sobriety, therapy, and a 50-pound weight loss all under his belt, the 49-year-old reveals how his family, his late friend Luke Perry, and wrestling of all things made him feel like a champion.
1, 2, 3, action.
Oh, that was good.
It seems nothing can keep David Arquette down. Not his demons, not even his brushes with death.
One last time, I have to really prove myself.
On his road to wrestling redemption, a mishap nearly cost him his life.
Wrestling is a very dangerous and incredibly painful sport. It's not fake in the least.
The late Luke Perry, whose son Jack is a wrestler, rushed to his side. The two go way back.
Luke was incredible. I mean, Luke moved into our house like when I was 18, 17. And Luke and my brother, sister, Alexis, it's complicated because she changed into our sister, but then at the end of her life, she wanted to then be referred to as her brother. So now that she's gone, she's whatever you want to call it. But Luke mentioned maybe I'll come out to LA, and Alexa said, don't think about it, just come. After this movie, it's pilot season, come out, stay in my mom's house. I was on a show called The Outsiders, and we were filming a season, and then we got canceled. And it was on Fox, and then we got replaced by 90210.
Quirky Arquette, who will reunite with ex-wife Courtney Cox for Scream 5, worried that their 16-year-old daughter, Coco, would be embarrassed by his wrestling. In fact, it was quite the opposite in this exclusive scene from his documentary.
Last night, Mom, was the most insane thing in the whole world. But, like, it's very entertaining. I'm, like, a lot less embarrassed than I was before. It was kind of fun.
I was really concerned about how she'd take it. And wrestling's a big, flamboyant, kind of over-the-top kind of world. Like, it's, you know, testosterone-infused drag show. So, it really is. You go backstage and people are getting, like, spray tanned and waxed, like, shaved and, you know, putting lotion on them. It really is.
Oh, he's a wizard. No, he's not a wizard. What's wrong with you? Oh, I don't like the name. Look at Dad. Look at him killing it.
I was really thrilled when Coco wasn't embarrassed. It was like, oh, thank you.
You know, Kay, in that backyard wrestling from the People photo shoot right there, David is giving that to Luke Perry's son, actually.
Very cool. Okay, Jeremy, you're here. Mass star time.
The big reveal of the mass star for today. Here are the clues once again. Our mass star is the younger sister of a former pop sensation. In 2006, she turned down $4 million to pose for Playboy, and she is married to a Motown superstar's son. Any guesses? I think it's pretty easy.
Ashley Simpson.
Ashley Simpson, that's right. Married to Evan Ross, which of course is Diana Ross's son. She is expecting this fall.
Okay.
By the way, another Ashley made news today. Ashley Tisdale is going to be a mom, guys, expecting her first child with her husband, Christopher French. The 35-year-old revealed it on Instagram. No words, just the pictures, and they're really adorable. Look at them.
Congrats to the happy couple. Coming up, one last thing with Bradley Whitford.
Looks like Emmy nominee and 3-time winner Bradley Whitford is pretty thirsty for his next statue at his People photo shoot. He's anxious. He wants this thing.
He does. And with the Emmy Awards Sunday, we caught up with the Handmaid's Tale star, and he told Jeremy that he's still unsure about what he's going to wear Sunday, and we could not resist asking him one last thing. See ya.
The last time you dusted off your 3 Emmy statues.
I have never dusted off my 3 Emmy statues. You're not supposed to touch them too much. John Wells told me you can rub the gold off.
Things you don't know unless you have Emmys sitting on your shelf somewhere. All right, the last class you took.
It was actually an amazing experience. I took my boxer to obedience class, and he won the obedience decathlon, and I was very proud.
Really?
I am prone throughout the day to look at my boxer Otis and say, "Oh my God, look how beautiful your body is."
It's admittedly a weird thing to say, especially in that voice.
It's not if you've ever met him.
Last time someone said to you, "Under his eye."
Under his eye.
Somebody screamed it across the road at me. Just a little unnerving.